It's a pleasure to stand before you today as the chair of the California Legislative Black Caucus as I rise to present H.R. 75, which recognizes February 2018 as Black History Month. Black History Month was originally established as Negro History Week in 1926 by Dr. Carter Goodwin Woodson and the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. With the influence of the Civil Rights Movement and the subsequent embrace of the Black identity, Negro History Week expanded to the entire month of February in 1976. This year, the theme for Black History Month is African Americans in Time of War. Members, could I have your attention, please? Thank you. African Americans have made many substantial contributions to the military since the Revolutionary War. This month, we honor the men and women who have made brave sacrifices to protect this land of freedom, including the first African American to shed blood in the Revolutionary War against British rule, Crispus Attucks, an African American seaman and slave. The role of African Americans in time of war is essential to the progress we have achieved as a nation. We also must remember that despite these brave men and women fighting for the freedom of all Americans, African Americans were facing a different fight here at home. Essential human rights and civil liberties were being denied to the very individuals who were fighting to help improve the lives of others. In order for us to progress as a people, we must understand our history. Black history is so intricately entwined with American history, we could and should spend every moment and every month highlighting and honoring the contributions of African Americans in this country. As chair of the Legislative Black Caucus, I stand before you as a result of the relentless efforts of the revolutionaries who came before me. Many black men and women fought and sacrificed to create opportunities for future generations of African American leaders, like President Barack Obama, activists, and legislators, including the Honorable Frederick Madison Roberts. 2018 marks the 100th anniversary of the Honorable Frederick M. Roberts becoming the first African American elected to serve in the California legislature. Roberts faced bigotry, hatred, and endless doubt during his campaign, but still rose victorious. Our commemorative event at the California Museum last night was an enlightened experience, and I would like to share the life of a revolutionary with you today as described by his descendants. Madam Speaker, permission to read.
Without objection.
The African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child," is definitely true in the success story of Frederick Roberts. He grew to be an exceptionally accomplished individual supported by an unusual village that valued family, education, community, public service, and civil rights. Frederick Roberts' family provided him with the strong values and work ethic for his successes throughout his life and even shaped the legacy he was to leave behind after his death. Documentation by the Getting Word Oral History Project begun by Dr. Diane Swan Wright, Ms. Lucia Cinder Stanton, and Ms. Beverly Gray makes it clear that Frederick Madison Roberts was influenced by his maternal grandfather, Madison Hemings. Through his mother, Ellen Ways Hemings, oral histories, recorded interviews, and written documents were collected from the descendants of enslaved families that lived at Monticello during the Thomas Jefferson lifetime. Madison Hemings, a slave at Monticello, it has been documented, could read and write. His recollections in a 1873 newspaper referred to Sally Hemings as his mother and Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, as his father. Madison was Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson's second to youngest child and is credited with being the Hemings family historian. A community leader and civil rights advocate all of his adult life, he passed on family history to his children.